Do we? Because there we go. Okay, it's doing the thing.
There we are.
And I was like,
Yep.
it's not going. Anyway, hello everyone. Super professional
Hi.
here. Once again, as always, I'm Rick. I'm the Game Master for the Hand of the Gods podcast, and have a new guest with us today. You want to introduce yourself? I think I probably went in the wrong direction again.
No, you didn't. If I. Hi, I'm Liz, known on most things as CatLadyLiz. I don't do much actual streaming and stuff, but I'm sort of around all over the place. I'm part of the Backpack. One of my minor claims to fame is that I came up with the name Backpack. I mod for our friend Artemis. I mod for our friend Steve the Barefoot. And I do odds and bits and things. And this is my second time doing something, actually live streaming something.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
It's very exciting.
So I'm going to pause for a breath according to these so that Artemis can cut it before the announcements. All right. So first announcement. Our sponsor for tonight is Canadian Dice. You can go to canadiandice.ca, use the code THEBACKTEAR, all one word, for 10% off your order. This week, Maggie's pick is the Royal Spender. They're not peasant dice. I could tell you what they look like, but I don't have the pictures anymore because I'm not running the stream. I'm just here to be the face. Let's see, second announcement is the merch store, where you can get, Liz's shirt, not my shirt anymore. All kinds of cool Backtear backpack merchandise at tinyurl.com/backmerch. And third announcement, tomorrow, Happy and Artemis are over on DM Jeremy's channel for Legacy of Fire at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Monday, back here for Mistwalkers at 8:30. Wednesday is the Society over on Cantrips and Coffee at 9 p.m. Eastern. Thursday is A Song of Crystal and Shadow at 8:30 p.m. and Fixius 5 on Friday. Oh, that's for 2 seconds, so Artemis can cut. There you go. That's probably 2 seconds. I don't know. I'm bad at math. Anyway, so Liz, who are you playing today?
I'm playing Ranger Benet, who has a long ancestry going all the way back to a place called Great Britain on Old Earth, but nobody's quite sure about the correct way to spell it anymore. The main thing that tells you that people have come from there is that they have this unusual accent that lots of people find difficult to follow. But you have a babblefish, so you should be all right.
You know, I don't think the babblefish actually translates British. It's like
does it not?
One language, yeah.
Oh, well, never mind. I'll try and make sure I speak clearly then for you.
You know, Breckett's very well traveled. He totally.
This is true. This is true. Yeah.
He's also super professional, as you can tell.
Absolutely, yes.
And is Bennett a new ranger, or are you a little bit more seasoned?
I think I'm probably a little bit more seasoned.
Okay.
Rather than absolutely brand new.
Not your first rodeo, maybe like your third.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's see. So we will start off. I'll have you roll your d6 for our travel between planets.
And I would point out that I am using my Pride die from our sponsor, Canadian Dice. 2. Okay. You know, this seems to be the one that we usually start with. One of us has trouble sleeping. What are you worried about? What's causing you to have trouble sleeping? Probably the fact that I've had to bring an experiment with me on board because I was doing scientific research like we do, and I couldn't leave it. I had to bring it with me. And I'm a little bit concerned about that because I think that quite possibly Ranger Breckett might not like it if he finds out about it.
I love it already. I'm so excited about this. So excited, can you tell?
Indeed.
All right. If you want to roll one more time, we'll see how many cards we draw. As Breckett's like
6.
totally freaking out about what's in the box. All right. That's a good start. We've had a lot of 1s and 2s to start off lately, so we'll get going with a more busy plan. So I got a 2 on my discovery, and that means we're going to put in some work. This one's arduous to get to. Thank you, Artemis. I'm glad that you got the reference. So we've got the Jack of Hearts. Let's see. Hearts are ruins. And Jack is in the desert. So I'm going to say that Rory sent us down kind of near this like big group of what just looks like random rocks at first. But as we're kind of exploring, we're seeking out, what we might find in this desert. We do come across the very, very top of some sort of structure. And then, we have to do a lot of work. We have to bring in some like heavy machinery to do some excavation. And we do find sort of like we can assume maybe like a ziggurat. So if you would like to do some further examination, you're welcome to roll your 6 and see what we come up with.
A 1.
So,
Ranger Benet cannot draw.
That's okay.
Ranger Benet. Ranger Benet has not brought any kind of drawing supplies with her.
It's okay. Emily can draw for us. Not today,
Excellent.
Obviously, but we will do
No.
that at some point. So if you want to instead paint us a word picture of kind of what you see, what details you notice about this ziggurat.
Well, it's very, it's surprisingly well kept, although it's been, perhaps because it's been sort of largely buried and we've had to excavate it, so it's been protected. But it doesn't seem quite like it should be, or like it should be older than it looks, if that makes sense. So it's all looking a bit too new, a bit too fresh.
That's not suspicious at all.
No, exactly.
What
Yeah,
kind of material would you say it's made out of?
Well, it looks a bit like it's some sort of, it's either made of metal or it's got some kind of metal sheen on the top, like it's not gold, but the same sort of thing, if it gold plated or something like that. But
Okay.
as though some sort of metallic something has been put over the main structure.
Interesting. And what good timing, Emily, to show up in chat as we're talking about you having to draw this ziggurat, this
Yes,
metallic structure.
because Ranger Benet does not draw.
That's like the first thing. As you introduce yourself, I'm like, I don't draw.
Absolutely.
Franklin's just like, okay, that's cool. That's not required.
Emily will do a much better job than me.
Excellent. Anything else you want to say about this structure?
No, apart from the fact that it gives me a really bad vibe. It looks
it's
very suspicious. Should we say?
The age of this structure is a little bit, I don't know, odd.
Or the apparent age of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to do some scans and just not coming up with anything, so I don't really know what the deal is here, but we'll leave Rory. We'll leave the ship here, check things out, and
Yeah.
we'll just go this way.
Yeah.
And if you would roll your d6, we'll see what our next discovery is.
5.
5. Okay. I believe that means that we're resting.
After all that hard work that we had to do to excavate the ziggurat.
Exactly. Yeah, we spot this as we're resting. And this is the Ace of Diamonds. So we have, in a field taller than us, a living being. So what does Ranger Benet spot?
While we're sitting resting, Ranger Benet is using their space binoculars to see what's going on around them and spots what appears to be a huge, enormous field of something. But it's very tall and thin, and it probably has something that you would call leaves, but they're very thin and very spiky, and they don't really look all that great. And as she's looking, she sees come out from that field something that looks like it might have been, once upon a time, a tortoise. Okay. It has a sort of a shell, and it's quite low to the ground, but the head is not a tortoise head. The head is something quite different, probably most sort of the sort of thing that makes you immediately think of it is that perhaps it's a duck. So it has a beak and all the rest of it, and it has the neck comes up rather than just sticking in and out. The neck comes up,
so it's like,
and it can't hide it.
It's like the Avatar turtle ducks.
Yes. I haven't thought of that, but yes.
Is it small like a duck, or like most tortoises are, or is it large?
No, it's quite big. And it's also not slow.
Okay, terrifying.
It is moving, and it has noticed us. Or at least it appears to be heading in our direction.
When you say big, like how big are we talking?
About the size of a cow, maybe.
Okay.
So big, not little.
Breckett's doing some mental math, and he's bad at math, of whether he could, like, survive if this thing attacks, or if he should run and hope that he can run Benet.
Well, it's still coming towards us at a steady pace.
Breckett's like searching his pockets, trying to see if he has any bread. Like, Benet, do you have any bread by chance?
I don't, but I do have some biscuits. To see if it fancies biscuits. If I break up some biscuits and see if it fancies that, so it gets out these biscuits and crumbles them up. Fortunately, they are crumbleable. Crumbles them up and just puts them on the ground. And we both then retreat several paces so that we don't get too close to it. And sure enough, the turtle, tortoise, whatever, arrives and stops dead as soon as it reaches this, and immediately starts pecking up with its feet all the crumbs. So it's very, very happy.
It just makes me think of the, like, I guess the folk tale, or the, like, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, of, like, where if you would throw a bundle of sticks or something in front of a witch, they would have to stop and count them. It just makes me think of that, where, like, it senses this, and it's just like, nope, I have to stop.
Yeah, I have to stop, and I have to eat, and it's actually really nice.
Do you have any more of those biscuits?
Yeah, I've got one more. So I take that out of my pack and crumble that up, and very gingerly sort of take a couple of steps forward and put it down in front of this animal, which looks up at me and goes, well, as if it's saying thank you, and then proceeds to eat that as well.
Breckett's like on his communicator, like, Rory, can you send some more biscuits, please? Like right now? And just through the drone, it teleports in, Star Trek style, just a whole pile of these.
Yeah. Which the duck is completely distracted by. I'm calling it a duck, just because he's got a duck head.
Yeah. And Artemis said that Rory's sending Reggie and biscuits, so Reggie's like in the middle of this pile, eating his way out.
Yes, I had forgotten, Ranger Breckett, that you have a so-called, is it a pet dinosaur? Or is it just a dinosaur that happens to have ended up on...
I think he's a crew member at this point. I mean, he does have a little patch that is stuck to him somehow.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
And then as he's like talking about Reggie, he realizes that Steve is attached to his backpack. Like, oh, and there's
yeah. Hang on. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna ask, but fine. Okay.
Yeah, Steve is just like possum style, hanging upside down from basically Breckett's back.
Okay. I hadn't noticed before. Fine. Okay.
Yeah, that happens a lot. I kind of don't realize he's there until I do. I don't know. He's sneaky like that.
And he ends up in all sorts of mess as a result, I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, Reggie definitely with that.
Yeah.
So
this tortoise duck appears to be perfectly happy.
That makes
so
sense.
I don't think we're in too much danger from him, even though he did look a bit scary.
Until we run out of biscuits, then it's a little iffy.
Yeah.
It is funny though, because Emily mentioned in chat needing to draw the turtle duck. On my examination, I got a 2, so Emily, now you have to. You're legally required. But draw like the turtle duck and Reggie and Steve just hanging out,
Yeah. Eating biscuits. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think Breckett's going to take some of these biscuits and start trying to lure the turtle duck back to the ship. And it's just like, so Rory, what are we calling this thing? Rory says Frank.
Frank. Okay.
Frank the turtle duck.
Yeah.
Or tortoise duck. One of the two.
Or tortoise duck, yeah. Something like that.
I don't really know how
that
to tell
works, though.
One is aquatic-ish and one's not.
So, given that it came out of a huge field, probably a tortoise duck.
Makes sense. Breckett's going to use his jetpack, as he is a senior ranger, and do some scouting above, looking for more of these, and does find that there is another tortoise duck who he's also going to start luring to the ship, and that one's name is Kenny. They're very gay.
Fine.
And we love them.
We do, yes.
All right. On that note, let's see what our next card is. We're going to put in some more work because I got a 1.
Ew.
The 5 of clubs. Let's see. So 5 is in a treetop. And clubs are plants and other immobile forms of life. Let's see. What haven't we done for this? I'm going to say that... Oh no. The tortoise ducks get on the ship and they just love chicken, according to Rory. It's only slightly concerning. That's this close to cannibalism, but it's fine.
Well, yes. But at least they're not geese. At least they're ducks rather than geese.
That's true. That's very true.
Geese would have been far more creepy, I suspect. Far more dangerous.
Cobra chickens are like Breckett's number 2 least favorite creature.
You mean after amoebas?
Yeah, absolutely, after amoebas. Yeah, so I think we find this group of trees, and in the top of one of them, we see that there is some sort of like thing wiggling out from the top. Sorry, I'm reading the chat real quick. Artemis, for anybody listening later, says that Fixius 5 is just the D&D game the crew is playing, but like the characters are all played by different crew members each week, and that's why it's so chaotic, which 100% tracks.
Yep.
We keep coming full circle over and over, because like Ram is the head of the Space Rangers, but Ram was also teaching people in Fixius how to play Among the Stars, so it is what it is. Anyway, there is like, I would say maybe the central of this like copse of trees. It's almost like a worm coming out of the top of like just the tip of it. Yes, just the tip. Thank you, Chad. I'm sure we'll comment on that. Yeah, called it. And it has what looks like a happy, like, smiley face. Like, it's just got 2 dots and then a line that looks like a smiling face on it. And it looks just like a very large earthworm. Bennett, do you see that too, or is it the mushrooms again? Because that's a frequent one.
No, I can see it as well. You mean the wormy thing that's sticking out of the top of the trees over there?
Yeah? Larry.
Yeah, no, I can see it. Can't say that I much like the look of it, but I can see it. Although he does have a very happy face, though, so maybe he's a happy worm. But he is rather large.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen anybody like lie about being happy, so that's probably 100% on point. Do you want to? Maybe you should check this out. And he's like, Breckett hands you his poking stick.
Fine, of course, by all means. So Bennett walks forward and starts talking to the worm. Just, oh, hello, you. How are you? You look very happy today. You look really, really friendly. I'm just gonna just poke, and uses the stick to very gingerly poke the worm. And
yeah, what does it do? How does it react?
It's not very happy. The smiley face becomes a frowny face.
Oh.
And it looks down at me and starts not hissing, because it's not a snake, it's a worm, but there is an unhappy sound that we can both hear, almost feel. It's almost like it's sort of like a rumble noise, and then it backs off very fast and gives you back the stick.
Yeah, Breckett's like, as you're doing this, is like zooming in with his like visualizer, on their helmets, and notices that it seems like, worms have kind of the like segments on them.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like from a distance, it looks kind of wormy, like that pink, fleshy, whatever. But as he zooms in on it, it looks more like scales or some kind of like armor almost.
Oh. And you made me go and poke.
to be fair, I didn't see that at first. But this is just how you do science. You gotta poke stuff sometimes.
Yeah. Of course. It's all science. It's all science. Okay. So Bennett, sort of from a distance, and having made sure that she is no longer holding the stick, because it seems to have upset it, just carries on talking to it, just trying to soothe it down, I'm really sorry. Didn't mean to upset you. Perfectly okay. We're not going to hurt you. You don't need to worry. We're fine. We're fine. It's all fine. And slowly but surely, the face goes back up to a smile.
There's just like a brief second. There's like a brief second where it's just that flat line face where it's just very neutral.
Mm-hmm. Then the ends start to curve up again, and it starts coming down out of the tree.
Oh, interesting. Did you notice that it's like attached to the top of the tree though?
Oh.
Like it almost comes up the trunk. It's cool that it can extend that far. Interesting.
Well, it hasn't come all the way out of the tree. It's just come down a bit so that it's a bit closer to us. So that its head is a bit closer to us, and it's resting on one of the branches lower down.
Breckett's gonna hand it a biscuit.
Fine.
And it like opens its mouth, and it seems like it can only make very geometric kind of expressions. So it goes from the smiley face to it's just like an O shape, and it just like engulfs his hand briefly. Just like, this is not what I planned on at all. And as it like pulls away, he no longer has his glove, like it's like eaten away his suit.
Ugh. Okay.
My hand's fine though.
Oh, good. That's all right then. But I would recommend that you don't try doing that again.
That's I do have 2 gloves, but like I kind of need one of them at some point, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next time I'll use my left hand.
Yes.
He says that's like his
except
right
that,
hand.
Except that don't have a next time of doing that.
Yeah, totally won't do that again ever.
Seems happy enough though.
And you will 100% believe him. He's totally not full of shit. So yeah, what do we want to do with this worm?
Well, if it goes around eating things like that, it's potentially going to be a bit tricky. And if it's actually connected to the tree, if you want to bring it onto the ship, then you're going to have to cut the tree down. And I suspect it might not like that much.
Rory, do you think that do we have room for a tree on the ship? Is there space in the cargo bay? Because I think I remember seeing like some soil that we could use. I know that we've got a garden hose for our non-existent garden. But maybe this is...
Do you not have a hydroponics bay?
Oh, we do, but we don't. It's a different kind of plant.
Okay. Fine. I understand.
And not hearing anything back from Rory, Breckett's just like, okay, well, we're gonna take this tree, and if it fits, it fits.
Okay. Oh, there you are. There you are. Rory has beamed the whole tree into the arbor that you have on the.
We totally do now. It's not broken. Yeah, Reggie's definitely chewing on the tree, and this worm is absolutely trying to chew on Reggie, but it's just like a never-ending battle of the two of them.
Well, they both have long necks, so that
True. It's very true.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're secretly best friends.
Absolutely. Of course they are.
All right. I think that was my discovery. So if you want to roll, we'll draw our next card.
2. So it's arduous to get to.
Yeah. They're once again putting in the work. Got the 10 of spades. So 10. Let me see. What was 10? Oh, on a cliff face. And spades are natural phenomena.
A natural phenomenon.
Artemis says, Reggie and his worm. I don't know if we've named the worm. I don't remember. I've already forgotten. Or what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
That's good.
Literally true.
Literally, yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, what do we find on this cliff face?
We're on spades, aren't we? Natural phenomenon. Sticking out of this cliff face is something that it's clearly been created from erosion or through erosion, but looks surprisingly like the pillars that you might find at the front of a big building.
Okay.
Sort of thing. Not all the way through. It's like not actually fully rounded, as it were. It's half. It's sort of sticking out of the cliff face a bit, as though somebody might have started carving something, but it's clearly not being carved. It's clearly some weird erosion thing. Maybe there's something
more like a facade.
Yes, exactly like a facade.
Breckett tears the page off his word a day calendar. Is like, haha, used it. You see that it says facade on his word a day calendar.
Right. Yes. Good. Yes, no, facade is good. That facade is a very good description.
Thank you. I'm very proud of that one. I thought of it myself. He's like stuffing it in his pocket. And as he like goes over to investigate, let's see, got a 4, and that is adding a detail I noticed about the feature. I'm gonna say that the erosion has uncovered what looks like fossils, but it's strange because you wouldn't think that creatures that don't have like skeletons would leave imprints of fossils, but there is some sort of like enormous amoeba imprint there. Good thing it's dead.
You just want to assume it's dead.
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't hear that.
Fine.
He does a lot of self-gaslighting, trying to convince himself that things don't happen.
What he probably doesn't notice, because he's too busy looking up at the fossilized amoeba to make sure it absolutely is just a fossilized amoeba, is the slightly guilty look that goes across Ranger Benet's face.
Who does notice it though is Steve, and Steve is just like coming down off of Breckett's back and just like nudging your kneecap.
Yes? What do you want? No, it's fine. Just don't worry, it's fine. Just leave me alone. I don't want to be. Leave me. Fine. Fine.
He just like starts chewing on your knee a little bit.
Ow! No! Stop that. Ranger Breckett, would you please control this, whatever it is?
Breckett pulls out his squirt bottle and starts spraying like bad Steve.
Sounds better. Fine. Thank you. That's fine.
Yes, Artemis. Steve is teething.
Oh, if that's the case, well, in that case, I kind of forgive him. But I'd still rather he didn't use me as a teething ring. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fair. It's uncomfortable. And you see now that, Breckett's right hand is fully exposed, that he's just got little bite marks all over him.
Oh dear. Yeah. Okay.
It's like owning a cat.
Yeah, it is like owning a cat. She says, looking at the myriad of scratches and puncture marks and everything that's all over her.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, Bennett, do you want to move on and we'll leave? We'll pretend like we didn't see this weirdness.
Yeah. That will make you far more comfortable, won't it, if you just pretend that you don't have it.
Exactly. That's usually what I do. All right, so we've got the King of Hearts this time. And I got a 6. So while we are resting, we find, let's see, King is floating in the air, and the hearts are ruins. So I'm going to say, as we kind of make our way away from the fossil amoeba and the facade of these columns, we are just kind of relaxing, letting Steve chew on Reggie, like you do. And Breckett's just half asleep, kind of looks up and is like, "Do you see that thing in the distance there?"
Yes, I can see something. I'm not sure what it is, but I can certainly see something.
It's pretty far away, and he pulls out his space binoculars. So you remember the bad vibes earlier?
Mm-hmm.
There's probably a reason for that. And he hands you the binoculars, and you see that it's like the ziggurat. Essentially, it's like a D8, so it's like 2 pyramids, butt to butt, and it is floating in the air, very ominously.
Oh. Yeah. I think probably we don't want to get too close to that, do we? Really?
I mean, we do have the science stick.
I suppose. Do you think it's because we hadn't covered it? Do you think we somehow woke it up?
Maybe.
Or powered it up?
You didn't touch it, did you?
Not that I'm... oh. Yes, I did once. As we were digging it out, I lost my balance and I sort of reached out, and I did touch it once, but only for a tiniest second.
I do remember that it started humming at one point, but I just thought maybe that was a coincidence.
Oh dear. Did I wake it up?
I mean, obviously not on purpose.
No, but still. Mind you, we're assuming that it's dangerous. It might not be.
I mean, I haven't seen a lot of floating ziggurats that are friendly.
No. True. Me either. No.
Yeah. The last one, it was a weird... Yeah, you know what? We don't even have to get into that. That was a long time ago. Weeks ago, even.
Not the same one, maybe?
No, these were more pyramids than ziggurats.
Ah, okay. Mind you, these are only sort of 2 pyramids stuck together.
Right.
Potentially.
still creepy.
Yeah. And the whole floaty thing is no. Thank you.
I mean, there's a lot of weird floaty stuff in space, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's in space. This is on a planet.
But see, everything is in space if you're not on your home planet.
This is true. Yeah. I remember them telling us about that at space school. Yeah,
and
I can think of it.
It's in the manual, and you see he holds up the manual, and it's totally not written in like colored pencil or anything.
Yes, I've heard all about your manual. Very good, man. It's very pretty.
It's not my
very
manual.
Pretty.
It came from the CEO.
What, Ram?
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard that name. Just, the shadowy figure that is
thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretend I didn't say that. It's fine.
Not suspicious at all.
What are we gonna do about this?
Well, maybe you should.
Is it moving, or is it just hanging in midair?
Breckett's like handing
tell?
his binoculars.
I can't. Oh no, it looks bigger than it did.
Yeah.
I don't think it's moving very fast, but it is moving.
Maybe you should do some examination if you want to roll your d6, and we'll see what else we can add to it.
4.
Okay, yeah, so you notice some sort of detail that Breckett didn't notice about it.
As it gets closer, it becomes a bit more noticeable that whilst the top bit does look just like a square pyramid, the bottom doesn't come down to the same sort of point. It has it's slightly flattened, and there looks like there might be some sort of doorway in one side that's coming towards us.
Interesting. Concerning.
Very concerning.
Yeah, as Alyssa said, nothing to see here.
No, indeed.
All right, Breckett's just like, maybe let's just move on. We'll wrap up this, and just hope that nothing bad happens.
Indeed.
4, so we come upon suddenly the spades. Let's see, spades again are natural phenomena, and it is in deep water. So yeah, Breckett's just like, oh hey, you know what? We've been in the desert for a while. Let's just like go over here,
Yeah.
Rory just scoops us up. We go to like the other side of the planet, and see, natural phenomena. I'm gonna say, as we are in this deep water, totally ignoring all of our problems, we see this like fissure at the bottom of the ocean, and it's just glowing red with the magma, and all around it are these just scintillating crystals, which seems kind of odd. It's a strange place to find crystals.
But they are very beautiful. The way the water is making them move, and the light move and shine and everything.
While you're saying that, you see that Rory is space Uber driver extraordinaire. You see this small dark shape kind of like dart out in front of the ship, and it just like goes down, grabs a crystal, comes back, and Breckett's like, yeah, they're really pretty. And the drone comes up just with the crystal like being held underneath it. Super pretty.
Oh, they are very pretty. Yeah. Can we do some science, see if we can find out what they're made of. Because, like you said, it's not something you'd normally expect to see.
Yeah,
where we found them.
We can definitely do that. And like on the dashboard of the ship, he's just like got some super glue that he puts down, and he like sticks the crystal on top of the super glue. He's like, yeah, we can do some science on it.
Okay. Why did you just... Okay, fine. It's fine. I personally wouldn't have deliberately glued something that we don't know anything about it permanently to my ship.
I mean, space superglue is a lot more permanent than Earth superglue. You're right. But it's probably fine. And really, like, Rory needed some bedazzling of the cockpit. It was a little not that exciting.
Okay. Stop sticking things to my ship.
Listen, the fuzzy dice were not cutting it. We needed something shiny.
Fair enough. Well, it's done now anyway.
Yeah.
As we're looking at it though, we noticed that it sort of starts just almost like it's deflating.
Interesting. Crystals don't normally do that.
No, they don't. I wonder if we shouldn't have taken it out of the water.
Breckett just like pours his water bottle on it.
And it immediately perks up again.
And he's like got a little scraper. He's like, okay, all right, fine. And he like takes it and puts it in the fish tank.
Where it sits quite happy.
And it like almost pulses with light.
Yeah. It's very beautiful.
But you know, I do think that we still need some bedazzling needs to happen up here, honestly. Like, gotta find some other crystals somewhere.
Okay. Well, there's bound to be some somewhere.
We do find them every so often.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I agree, Emily. Liz is very good at this game.
Thank you.
Let's see. So I feel like because we're almost at our hour point and we did just draw our last card, I don't want to draw too many more because I like playing, but sometimes it goes on for a while if we draw too many more cards.
No,
but
that's fine. Well, we can go back to the ship.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I think we've avoided the consequences of our actions thus far, but while Breckett is putting space glitter all over the cockpit, and we do make our way back to the main ship, the ziggurat is like hovering near the Griffin as we come back up.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think we're right. I think it is a little concerning.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can we sort of... does the Griffin have a back door? Can we sneak round and come in the back door rather than the main doorway?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's really the cargo hatch is the only way that Breckett ever goes in. He doesn't use the other doors.
Ah, right, okay, fine. I'm just thinking we'd be able to sort of, sneak round and maybe the ziggurat won't notice that we're there.
Yeah, I mean, we're totally sneaky people.
Indeed we are, yes. Unfortunately, however, as we're trying to sneak. The ziggurat comes down and sits itself on this sort of flat bit, and the door starts to drop down to make a ramp. And we're both slightly stunned by this, and well, Bennett certainly doesn't think to run away. She just stops and looks at what's happening, with a look of deep concern upon her face. I don't know what Breckett tries to do, or whether he is also...
Depends on what comes out of it.
After a short pause, we both hear a disgusting, slimy, squelching noise.
Oh, Breckett's immediately running.
Because what starts on its way down the ramp is an enormous amoeba.
Too funny, because that's basically more or less, in your own words, what I was gonna say.
And it's clearly very, very angry. And it heads at high speed straight towards Ranger Benet.
Interesting. Breckett's just like, Rory, we gotta leave Benet here.
Benet, however, you can still see their face, and she's clearly absolutely horrified and terrified. And you hear her shout, "All right, fine, it's okay, I'll go get it." And she starts scooting at great speed into the ship, heads off to her room, comes back carrying a box, wooden box about 18 inches square, which she brings and puts down in front of the amoeba, not too close to the amoeba, but so that the amoeba can see what she's doing. It's one of those ones that you have that there are clips to the lid, so you drops the clips, lifts the lid off, and the sides drop to reveal a really very pretty, well-made terrarium in which is a little tiny amoeba.
Yes, they sell those at Space Hot Topic.
Yeah. And this is the piece of scientific research that she was doing, that she thought you probably wouldn't like, that she deliberately not told you that there was an amoeba on your ship.
Yeah, Rory, remember whenever I said we're leaving Benet here? Let's go.
So Benet notices that you are starting to shut doors and things, and very rapidly lifts this amoeba out and puts it back down on the ground. And what we assume is a mother amoeba picks it up, cradles it in one of its pseudopodia things, and goes away back into the ziggurat. And Benet runs much faster than she ever thought she could, and just about manages to catch the top edge of the cargo bay door as it is closing and lever herself in. So I'm afraid you haven't got rid of her.
You do like the reverse Indiana Jones, because his doors are always lowering and he's sliding underneath. This one's raising and you're like crawling over the top.
Hoiked over the top. Yeah. And I just about make it.
Oh, hello. I see you.
Hi.
So you're still here?
Sadly, yes, I am. Well, no, not sadly. I mean, I really didn't want to upset you, which is why I didn't tell you about the amoeba. But I think I hadn't appreciated that I was going to end up being followed all over the universe, by this thing that's trying to get its baby back. If I'd known that, I would not have taken it. I can assure you of that.
Yeah, I mean, if that happened on a regular basis, we would be like hunted by so many creatures. He looks around at the dozens of different creatures that have been adopted.
Yeah.
The telepathic
The thing is, not all of them have the ability to actually planet hop, though, do they? Amoebas can do that.
And for the most part, we did ask them if they wanted to come with us.
Yeah, that probably has something to do with it too. So anyway, I hope you don't mind, but please, can I say? You're not going to throw me off, are you?
I mean, I'm not gonna kick you out into space, but you know, you might be cleaning out the unicorn pens for a little bit, which
that's fine. I can live with that.
Telepathic unicorns that sing all different. Like, I think there were 12 of them, and they all sing a different song at the same time.
Okay.
It's
cancelling headphones time then.
They're telepathic though. So,
oh. Okay. So that won't
unless
work.
you have like, brain cancelling headphones.
Which I don't. They would be very good. Maybe I should try and make some, invent some.
Yeah. You know, we could use those for Reggie sometimes.
Yeah, maybe.
Turn a little noggin off for a little bit.
Yeah, it'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he could use a vacation from himself.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that was a good end. Anything you want to plug before we head out?
No, I don't think so. As I said at the beginning, I'm not one of these people that is able to do all this sort of stuff all the time. So I don't stream or anything like that.
Sure. Well, but like
I'm usually around. I'm usually around on Mistwalkers, and I'm usually around on Fix's Fives.
Yeah, and like you said,
sitting in the chat.
You do mods for Cedar, and
I do.
So you're around quite a bit. I will say, in theory, we should be back over on my channel on Tuesday, back to streaming with the Pandaros campaign. So come check us out. It's been too long. I don't even remember what time we do that. Just follow Hampot channel and you'll know. So anyway, that's my plug. And obviously, come watch all of the awesomeness over on the Bacteria. I say over, we're here. Yep. That's where we are. And watch Emily and Artemis tonight on Backpacker's Guide.
Yep. I'll be there.
Awesome. Well, stick around for the raid. We're going to raid Black Girl Gamers.
Yeah, that'll be good. Thank you. This was really good fun.
Yeah, I'm really glad to have you. It was a lot of fun.
Good.